A lot of people don't understand this. A lot of Shark Tank companies actually drown in their own success.
Really?
What I mean by that,
I'ma show you how to hustle.
Before I came on here to do this interview with you, I watched the actual Shark Tank episode, and it was really good. And I could see why. Like you said, it was TV gold. You had all the right ingredients.
Yep.
They jumped all over it. Now you get the Shark Tank investment, you get that $5 million commercial, right? People fall in love with you. What happens after that? Because that's the thing that no one really sees. Like, does your website crash? Like, what happens after that?
Yeah, I mean, for most people, that's one of the biggest problems is that your website crashes. Our website crashed within 13 seconds, I think, of it airing on the East Coast, just because it got flooded with so many people. What it's the equivalent of doing? It's the equivalent of trying to take like your Honda Civic and putting a huge supercharger on it, putting different suspension on it, taking out the rear seats, and then trying to race it in NASCAR, right? It's like, could it like on a stretch of road get up to the same top speed as a NASCAR could?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, but was it ever designed to do that? No. And that's what a lot of us, little homebrew entrepreneurs try and do when we go on the show. We take our little website, we try and load test it, we try and protect it, we try and make it as robust as possible. But to be honest, most of these sites aren't, prepared to race in the big leagues like that. And so that's why a lot of our websites crashed as we went on, and we had a couple different Shark Tank updates. We built up our website to the point where it would no longer crash. But I think I got one report during the airing of the show that we were getting like 14,000 hits a second on our website. So it's just like, there was no way it could keep up with
that load. Yeah, it's crazy that onslaught, because you have 350 million people in the U.S. just watching, and then they air it on the East Coast, then the West Coast, and then that sitting on your couch, you're just gonna pull your phone and be like, "This is awesome! Order one for my dad." Boom, boom, boom. I can see how quickly that can happen so fast. And then you got to think of how much time Shark Tank goes into repeat. They go on MSNBC, they replay a ton of times. So you have this consistent thing that just keeps happening over and over.
But on top of that, I will throw out like a little bit of just advice, right? Like, that sounds all great, and it's definitely great in a sense. But a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of Shark Tank companies actually drown in their own success.
Really?
What I mean by that is most of us are never ready. Most of us grow, it's just like, it's like a lot of things. Like, it's like whether you try and make a child grow up too quickly before it's ready.
Yeah, gotcha.
Or if you take a business that's not ready to grow that fast and you throw it into the deep end, right? Yeah. Or you take a kid that's not ready to, can't even really swim, can kind of doggy paddle, you throw his ass in the deep end, what's going to happen? Yeah. It's the same thing that happens to a lot of Shark Tank companies. We end up drowning in our own success because at the end of the day, most of us aren't seasoned entrepreneurs. Gotcha. Most of us are just, startups that got a lucky break or had a great idea or, got enough momentum to get on the show. But then, it's like, you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the foundation, you still don't have the knowledge. And now you're drinking through a fire hose. And for us, it was weird because we went from 6 employees to like 35, 40 employees in 2 weeks. We were working 2, sometimes 3 shifts. And we were throwing money and resources at the problem. And it wasn't really helping that much. And we had a 3-month back order. I mean, when I woke up the next morning, we had, we normally made like 130 bottle breachers on a good day. When we woke up the day after Shark Tank, we had to make I think it was like 60,000 units. And it was,
damn.
And then we had 20,000 emails to answer, and we had a crew of 6 people. And so it's like, wow, this is awesome. But oh my God, what the hell are we going to
do? Yeah.
Overwhelmed.